Hello everyone, so welcome back to Pabbly Connect. In this video we will learn how to send report cards to students on successful payment of school fees. So imagine this, you are a school teacher and you are using Razorpay to collect the fees from your student. So let's say there is a student called as John. He has made the payment on Razorpay. So what you really want to do here is, you have a Google Sheet, and in this Google Sheet you have the database of your students. You have their names, you have their email address, you have their roll numbers, and of course their marks. So using these details, you want to create a report card using the template that is present in Google Doc. Once the report is created, you want to save that report card in Google Drive. Okay, so after saving this report card in Google Drive, you want to share the same report card to John via Gmail. Now the problem here is, this process can work for 1 or 2 students. But doing this again and again for 50 of your students, it's actually very repetitive and tiresome. So that is why I would suggest that you bring in some automation, so that whenever there is a new payment made in Razorpay, it will automatically use the data present in Google Sheets to create a report card using a template present in Google Docs. After the report card is created, it will automatically save this report card in Google Drive and mail this report card to the person via Gmail. Now the problem here is, there is no active connection between Razorpay, Google Sheets, Google Docs, Google Drive and Gmail. So in cases like these, we have to bring an integration and automation software called as Pabbly Connect that will integrate Razorpay, Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Drive and Gmail. The best part of using Pabbly Connect is, a person without any technical background can perform this integration very easily. Now before I show you the steps, how about we begin with a real-time example.
Okay, so as you can see, this is a checkout page that I have built in Razorpay, and a student called as Michael Karas, he's my student, he's going to fill in this checkout page and pay 500 rupees. Now the idea is that once the payment is made by Michael Karas, he will be getting a report card on his email address. So this is the email address of Michael Karas. Okay, so this is the inbox of Michael Karas. So once the payment of 500 rupees is made by Michael Karas, okay, he will be getting a report card from me. So let me just add the email address and the rest of the details of Michael Karas. Okay, so as you can see, I have filled the details of Michael Karas. This is the email address of Michael Karas, and then we have the phone number, and of course this is the roll number of Michael Karas. Okay, so remember this is the roll number of Michael Karas. There is a specific field for roll number. Okay, and let me just straight away click on pay. Okay, so I prefer debit card, and these are the details of the card. Okay, let me just fill the rest of the details like the expiry date, and then we have the card holder name as Michael Karas. Of course, that's pretty much obvious, Michael Karas. And let me just enter the CVV of Michael Karas. Let me just click on pay, skip saving card. Okay, and success. So the payment has been made by a person called as Michael Karas. Now we are going to check into the email profile of Michael Karas whether he has received any email from me. And this email should contain the report card of Michael Karas. Okay, so let's explore. Okay, so as you can see, this is the email profile of Michael Karas. Okay, and this is the email that he has received from me. So basically, I'm from St. Xavier's, that's the school name. And this is the report card that he has got. Okay, so he's just going to click on this link and let's explore that. Okay, so this is the report card, St. Xavier Co-ed School, Kochi. The name is Michael Karas. He's from class 9. This is the roll number. This is the year. And these are the marks that he has got in the rest of the subjects. For example, history, maths, English, science, social studies. The total is 362 and the percentage is 72.4%. The status is, of course, he has passed the exam. So this is the report card that Michael Karas has received. So you must be thinking, how did I do it? How did I manage to send the data from Razorpay to Google Sheet, to Google Docs, to Google Drive, and of course Gmail? Okay, so basically you are going to integrate Razorpay to Google Sheets, to Google Docs, to Google Drive and Gmail in just 6 easy steps. So we have step 1, that is connect Pabbly Connect to Razorpay with the help of webhook URL. Okay, so first of all, obviously you are going to log into Pabbly Connect, and afterwards you are going to integrate Razorpay and Pabbly Connect with help of webhook URL. Simply put, you are just going to copy the webhook URL from Pabbly Connect and paste it into Razorpay. Then we have step 2, collect the data from Razorpay in Pabbly Connect. So you're going to make a transaction in Razorpay. The details of that transaction will be made available in Pabbly Connect automatically. Now we have step 3, collect the data from Google Sheets in Pabbly Connect. So in your Google Sheets, you have the details of your students, like their name, their roll numbers, their respective marks, their respective email address, and all those things. These details will be captured in Pabbly Connect. Now we have step 4. Send the same data to Google Docs for creating a report from a template. So you have a template that will basically create a report card from the data that you have collected from Razorpay and Google Sheet, which is present in Pabbly Connect. Okay, then we have step 5, save the report card on Google Drive. So once the report card is created, it will be saved in Google Drive, and afterwards we are going to basically create a shareable link. Now the shareable link will be sent via Gmail to the student. Okay, so these are the 6 easy steps, and I will show you all of them in detail. Okay, so to begin the process, in the new tab, just type pabbly.com, 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 press enter. Okay, so this is the website of pabbly.com. All you have to do is hover on products, and here you will find the part that is connect. Just simply click on connect. Okay, so this is the landing page of Pabbly Connect. All you have to do is just click on sign up for free. Here you can create your own account in just 2 minutes. In my case, I have already created an account. So when I click here, I will be brought to the app section of Pabbly. So this is the app section of Pabbly. Just bring your attention to the connect part. Once again, just click on access now. Okay, so at the top right corner, you will find a button, create workflow. Click this, a dialog box appears in front of you. It is asking you to give a name to this workflow. I'm planning to give it as Razorpay. Okay, because we will be sending the payment related information from Razorpay to Google Sheets, because we have the data of our students in Google Sheets, to Google Docs, because we want to create a report card from Google Docs. Okay, to Google Drive, because we will be saving our report card in Google Drive, to Gmail, because we will be sending the email via Gmail. And let me just straight away click on create. So when you click on create, you will find 2 windows, the trigger window as well as the action window. Now, of course, I want to send the data from Razorpay, so that is why I want to begin with Razorpay. So in the select tab, I have selected Razorpay. So Razorpay it is. Okay, so now in the trigger event, how about we make it as payment captured? Well, that's pretty much obvious. If there's a payment made in Razorpay, the details of that particular payment will be captured in Pabbly Connect. Okay, so basically the first step is we are just going to integrate Razorpay and Pabbly Connect. So as you can see, first step is basically you have to go to the Razorpay dashboard. Okay, so this is my Razorpay dashboard and we have reached there. And after that, you have to go to the settings and webhooks part. Okay, so this is my Razorpay dashboard. We have to go to the settings. And afterwards, we have to click on webhooks. Okay, so that's done. And just click on setup webhook. Okay, that's also easy. We are just going to click on add new webhook. Okay, afterwards, just click on copy the webhook link above and paste it in the webhook URL. Okay, so this is the webhook link you want. You just copy this and afterwards, you just paste it here. So easy. And now we have to mention the active event. In the active event, it is mentioning that you have to make it payment captured. Also, that is very easy. So we are just going to make it as payment captured. Okay, so it will send the data when the payment is made or payment is captured. Excellent. Now, how about the secret and the alert email? Just leave it as blank. Now, all you have to do at this point is just click on create webhook. Okay, so it is showing that the webhook has been saved successfully. Okay, so as you can see, at this point, we have an integration between Razorpay and Pabbly Connect. So that means if a payment is made in Razorpay, it will be captured in Pabbly Connect. Now, before we make the payment, okay, before we make the payment in Razorpay, there is an important thing I have to show you. So as you can see, this is my Google Sheet and these are the students I have. Okay, so in the beginning, we had a person called as Michael Karas. This was his roll number, this was his phone number, this was his email address, and these are the academic marks he has got: 70, 77, 49, 70, 60. This is the total amount. This is not the total amount, the total marks, and then we have the percentage. Okay, he has got 72.4 and the status is passed. Similarly, we have Teres Moravik, Jenny, Frederick, Michael, Jordan, Perry Gova, Sherry, and all of them, and including Elon Musk. So these are the details, and Elon Musk has got around 71.8%. He is also passed. Okay, so basically the idea is that we are going to make a payment, okay, and we are going to enter this roll number. Okay, so just imagine Michael Karas is going to make the payment. Okay, I repeat this again, Michael Karas is going to make the payment. So let's do that. So what I'm going to do here is, this is the dashboard, and let me just click on payment pages. Okay, I'm basically trying to show you everything from scratch. Okay, so in the payment pages, as you can see, okay, this is something you have to know. As you can see, I do have a ton of payment pages, a ton of checkout pages, okay, many different products. As you can see, there are many different products, and I'm interested in working with this particular payment page, examination fee. I'm just going to copy the link and open this in a new tab. Open this, paste it here. Okay, so once again, we have the same payment page, okay, and what are we going to do here is we are going to enter the details of a person called as Michael Karas. So Michael Karas is basically my first student, okay, that is why we are going to enter his detail. It can be anyone, but I'm preferring to start with the first one, that is Michael Karas. So basically this is the roll number, okay, I'm just going to copy this stuff. Okay, just imagine Michael Karas is filling these details. He's just going to pay the amount that is 500 rupees. And this is the phone number of Michael Karas. Okay, the reason I'm just copying this whole stuff is that you should know that these details are being filled by a person called as Michael Karas, and this is the email address. Okay, let me just show you the email address. Okay, so we have copied it and I'm going to paste it here. Okay, so we have entered the email, the phone number, and the roll number. Now remember this is very important that we enter the correct roll number. Okay, so this is the roll number that Michael Karas has entered, which happens to be the same roll number of his class. Okay, excellent. And let me just click on pay 500 rupees. So once again, we are going to do the same thing. Okay, we are going to enter some card details. Okay, the expiry is on 34. The card holder name is Michael Karas. Michael Karas. Okay, Michael Karas, this is the CVV 234. Let me just click on pay, skip saving card, success. Okay, so the payment of 500 rupees has been made by a person called as Michael Karas. So let's have a look. Let's have a look whether Pabbly Connect, since it is integrated with Razorpay, has it captured the details. So as you can see, it has indeed captured the details. The payment amount is showing it as 50,000. Okay, but Michael Karas had made the payment of 500. We will deal with that later. Let's explore the details. So the payment card name was Michael Karas. Okay, this was the email, this was the phone number, and of course this is the roll number. Now this is a very important thing. Okay, so the payment amount, it is showing it as 50,000. Okay, 50,000 rupees. Now this is kind of wrong because if you remember, the payment was made of 500 rupees. So as you can see, the decimal point has been removed when the data was captured. So my point is we have to correct this. Okay, we have to correct this because we have to do something with it. Okay, we have to apply conditions for it. So what we are going to do here is we make sure that first we get the correct amount. So the correct amount is 500 rupees, but now it is showing 50,000 rupees. So technically all we have to do is just remove the extra 2 zeros. Okay, we are going to remove the extra 2 zeros, and it can be done very easily. So let me just scroll down, and the action window, I'm going to select the action window. In the action window, I'm going to select the app as number formatter. Well, that's pretty much obvious because we are going to basically format a number. Okay, we are going to basically format this number. That is why we have selected the app as number formatter by Pabbly. Easy. Okay, so now in the action event, what we are going to do here is just click on spreadsheet formula. Just follow my lead. It's very easy. Okay, just click on spreadsheet formulas. You will understand in a minute. Just click on connect. Okay, now we want to enter the data. Okay, so what is the data? So here we have to enter this amount. Okay, 50,000 here. Okay, the process is, the reason we are doing this is because we want to trim the amount from the present 50,000 to the correct one, that is 500. We click here and we have mapped it. Now remember this, we got this data from here. Okay, we have got this data from here, which happens to be from here. Okay, from this window. So we have got the data. Okay, excellent. Now basically we want to trim the amount. So I want to remove 2 zeros. So that is why I'm going to divide it by 100. Easy. All you have to do at this point is just click on save and send test request. Okay, so the response is a positive one. As you can see, the result is 500. Okay, so this is something I have mentioned earlier. As you can see, we do have a lot of products. Okay, a lot of products with many different prices. This particular product, that is examination fee. Okay, this particular product or the service examination fee is of 500 rupees. Okay, remember this is of 500 rupees. So my point is very clear. There may be many chances that a person makes a payment for, let's say, Java notes, and for some reason the report card may be sent to him. Okay, for instance, if someone goes for stock market made easy course and makes a payment of 500 or for some amount, let's say 3000, let's say 200, the report card might be sent to the person. That will be wrong because we want to send only the report card to that person when the payment was made of 500 rupees. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make sure we have a filter. The filter will allow only those cases to the next level where the payment was made only of 500 rupees. If it's 100 rupees, it won't allow. If it's 600 rupees, it won't allow. Heck yeah, if it is 1 crore rupees, it won't allow. Okay, it doesn't matter how much the money is. If it's only 500 rupees, the person will be getting the report card. Okay, so that is why we are going to make sure we have a filter. So that is why, let me just click on this plus button. Okay, so now in the action window, I'm going to select the app as filter by Pabbly. Okay, filter by Pabbly. So the idea is that we are going to make sure that we only send those data in which the payment is made of 500. Okay, so now we have to select the amount. Now the amount is 500. Okay, we are going to select the amount as 500. We have mapped this detail. Okay, this data came from this window. If you remember, this data came from this window. Let me just minimize all these windows. You will get a perspective. So the amount, the corrected amount came from this window, that is 500, is equal to 500. Now imagine if someone makes a purchase of, let's say, 700, which is not equal to 500. Then the person won't be getting the report card. If only the payment is made for 500, then only the person will be getting the report card. So when I click on save and send test request, it will definitely show the condition is true. Okay, this is because the condition is indeed true. Excellent. So what's next? Okay, so this is a Google Sheet that I have mentioned earlier. Okay, as you can see, we have the roll number, we have the name, we have the phone number, the email, the marks the person has got in different subject, and as well as the total, and of course the percentage. Okay, now remember this, we are going to equate two equations here. The first equation is basically simple, that the first equation was the payment should be made by the student. Okay, we have done it. Michael Karas has done it. Now the payment after being made should match the roll number. Okay, now if you remember, we have also made sure that we got the roll number of Michael Karas, and Michael Karas had indeed entered a correct roll number. So this was the roll number. Okay, so this was the roll number. So basically this should match the roll number in our Google Sheet, that is 100123. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is, first of all, we have to make sure we get the details of this particular Google Sheet in Pabbly Connect. So that is why I'm going to add Google Sheets here. Okay, so let me just introduce one more action window, and let me just select the app as Google Sheet, because that's pretty much obvious, because we want the app as Google Sheet because we want these details in our Pabbly Connect. Okay, now in the action event, how about we make it as, where is it? Look spreadsheet row. Where is look spreadsheet row? Yeah, look up spreadsheet row, this one. Okay, so this is the one we want. Why are we doing this? I will explain you in detail. Let me just straight away click on connect. We are going with a new connection. Just click on connect with Google Sheets. Okay, so these are the series of email accounts I have, and I'm interested in working with this Gmail account. So the reason is this, because this particular Google Sheet is present in this account. So I'm selecting this one. Okay, so it is trying to authorize. Just give it 1 or 2 seconds. Now, before you give authorization to your Google Sheet, remember this: Pabbly Connect doesn't take any chances with your data. Your data is 100% safe and secure with us. On the basis of that trust, let me just press continue. Okay, so it is showing the authorization is successful. Well and brilliant. That's good. Okay, so basically now what we are going to do here is we do have a lot of spreadsheet in my Google Drive or in my Gmail account. Now I am interested in working with this particular sheet, class 9th St. Xavier's. Okay, so that is why out of all these spreadsheet, I am interested in working with this one, class 9th St. Xavier. Now this particular sheet has only one sheet. Okay, this particular spreadsheet has only one sheet, that is sheet 1. That is why it is showing it as sheet 1. Now we have to figure out the lookup column. The column that we are interested in is column A. Okay, why column A? Because it has the roll number. Okay, so that is why we are going to mention the lookup column as column A. Okay, we have mentioned the column. Now the lookup value, the value that we want to look up is basically this. the roll number. Now remember this. So basically we have got the roll number here. Okay, this is the roll number that Michael Carras had entered in while he was filling the Razorpay details. Okay, now if this matches any of this roll number in this particular column, that basically means that this guy is a student in St. Xavier's class 9th. Okay, so that's the idea. So if, let me just repeat this again, if the roll number that Michael Carras or any student had entered in a Razorpay checkout page matches any roll number in this particular column, it basically means the student is part of class 9th or St. Xavier's. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is we want this detail here. Okay, we want this detail here. So let me just click here. Let me just click here, and we have mapped it. Yeah, we have mapped it. So easy. Now it is asking, should we include headers in response? That's totally up to you. Okay, you can make it false or true. Should we include the header? Yeah, I'm going with yes, true. And where should it start sorting out the value? Let's go with the top value. So basically it will start figuring out the values from the top. First it will check if this roll number is equal to this roll number, if this roll number is equal to this roll number, and it will continue up to the bottom. Okay, so that's the idea. So basically when I click on save and send test request, it will give the details of one particular person, and that one particular person happens to be the one who has got this roll number 100123. Okay, this data came from Razorpay. So the guy who has got this roll number is this one. Okay, Michael Carras. So it will fetch the details of this whole row. Okay, so let me just click on save and send test request. Okay, so as you can see, we have got the details of all the columns in this particular row. We have the name, the phone number, the email. We have the email, we have the phone number, and of course we have the name. Okay, and afterwards we also have the details of the marks that the person has got. So these are the details of the marks that the person has got. We of course have the total and the percentage, that is 72.4. Excellent. Now there is one more condition that we should apply. The condition is if this person indeed exists. Okay, this condition is something like this. To explain you the condition, what I'm going to do here is let me just copy this rule number. Okay, let me just copy this rule number. Okay, 100125, and it belongs to a person called as Jenny Maguire. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm just trying to explain you the whole process. So let me just remove this, and let me just add in the lookup value 100125. Okay, so when I click on save and send test request, it will fetch me the data of the person called as Jenny Maguire, and it is returning the row index as 4. Okay, earlier it had shown the row index as 2 for Michael Carras. So why it is showing row index 4 at this point? Because this is indeed 4th row. Let me do just one more experiment. So I'm just going to copy this roll number. Okay, and afterwards I'm just going to just paste it here. Okay, and when I click on save and send test request, okay, it will show me the data of the person, that is Nisha Madhuri, and the row index is 12. So who was the row index 12? That is Nisha Madhuri. Okay, I hope you're getting the point. Now the roll numbers are from 123 to 135. That are actually, there are like 13 to 14 students. So what if I just give a random number, okay, that is not part of this particular column. Okay, so I'm just going to give some random number. Let's go with this. This is the roll number of a new guy. So what will happen? So this guy is not present, this roll number is not present in this particular column. Basically this means that there is no such guy. So when I click on save and send test request, it will show me what? Let's see. Okay, so it is showing the data is not found. Okay, now I hope you are getting the point. So basically the idea is that if we enter the correct roll number, which is already present in a column in our Google Sheet, it will show that it will actually match with the data in Google Sheet, and it will return a value. So these are the values it has returned. And also it will also show the row index. That is, in our case, that is 2, because Michael Carras is of row number 2. Okay, so the filter will be something like this. If the row index exists, okay, if the row index exists, it basically means the student is present. So that is why we are going to apply the condition. It will stop any kind of unnecessary data. So filter, okay, we are going to apply one more filter, and the condition is if the row index, okay, exists. That's all we have to go with. Okay, So when I click on save and send test request, it will definitely show the condition as true because the roll number is 2. That means it basically exists. The student does exist. Excellent. Okay. Okay, so now basically we have proven two things. The first thing that we have proven is that the student exists, and the second thing that we have proven is that the student has made the payment. Michael Karas, as a student, has made the payment of 500 rupees. Excellent. So what's next? So basically now we are going to create a report card. Now how are we going to create the report card? So as you can see, this is a template of the report card that I am working with. Okay, so this is the template by which we are going to create the report card. Okay, we have the emblem, we have the name of the school, the location of the school. Now here the name of the student will come, and here the roll number of the student will come, and his respective marks in the subject, the total, the percentage he has got, and the final, that is the status, that whether he has passed or failed. Okay, and once the report card is made from this particular template, we are going to mail him on Gmail, of course after storing it on Google Drive. Okay, so what's next? So basically what we are going to do here is, since we are going to work with Google Docs, okay, let me just select the app as Google Docs. Google Docs it is. Okay, so now in the action event, how about we go with create document from template? Okay, so why is that? Because this is the template and we are basically going to create a report card or a document from this particular template. Let me just straight away click on connect. Okay, so we are going with a new connection. Okay, so we are going with a new connection. Let me just straight away click on connect with Google Docs. Okay, so this particular template is present in this account. So I'm selecting this one. Basically all my Google Sheet, all my Google Drive, and of course my Google Doc is present in the same account. So let me just straight away click on continue. Okay, so it is showing the authorization is successful. Brilliant. Okay. Now by default it is showing the template document as report card template. So this is the name of the template, that is report card template, and these are all the documents that is present in my Google account or on my Gmail account or in my Google Drive. Okay, so I have to work with this particular template, that is report card template, so we have selected it. Now we have to mention the document name and the document's location. We will deal with that later, but before that let me just show you a magic. Okay, are you interested in magic? Let me show you a magic. So what I'm going to do here is, okay, I'm just going to enter two pairs of curly brackets. Okay, inside the pairs of curly brackets, I'm just going to add name. Okay, just follow me, you will understand in a minute. So we have added two pairs of curly bracket. Okay, and what are we going to do here is, let me just fix this. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's go with this format. This format is not working. Okay, I think this will work. Yeah. Okay, so the magic that I'm going to show you here is, as you can see, we have entered two pairs of curly brackets, and inside the pair of curly brackets we have entered the word name. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is, I'm just going to click on refresh. In the template document, I'm just going to refresh. Okay, so as you can see, earlier we had 3 fields, now we have one more field called as the name. Okay, so you're getting a small vibe that if you enter something in two pairs of curly brackets, it will be reflected as a field here. If you are not getting it, it's totally fine. Let me just show you one more magic. So two pairs of curly brackets, and inside the two pairs of curly brackets, let me just add roll number. Okay, roll number. So when I go to Pabbly Connect, and once again when I click on refresh, as you can see, we have a field called as roll number. Okay, so my point is, if we enter two pairs of curly bracket and add some word inside it, it will be reflected as a field here. Okay, and inside here we are going to add the name of the person, and here the roll number of the guy. Okay, and okay, so we are ready. So what we are going to do here is, we are going to enter the marks one by one. Okay, marks, total, and percentage. So what I'm going to do here is, this is something that we are going to do fast. Okay, history. Okay, so once again let me just show you the magic. Okay, so this time we are expecting one more field called as history. Okay, so as you can see, we have one more field called as history. Excellent. So all we have to do here is just enter two pairs of curly brackets, and here just enter max, Okay, and then we are going to enter two pairs of curly brackets, and here I'm just going to put in English. English it is. Okay, once again, two pairs of curly brackets, and oh, let me just correct the spelling. English. Okay, and once again, let me just enter two pairs of curly brackets, and inside it, let me enter science, two pairs of curly brackets, and social science. Okay, so I think we have entered subjects. Okay, so once again, when I click on save and send test request here, oh, I'm sorry, when I click on refresh, I can expect to find some more fields. We have history, maths, English, science, and social science. Okay, so we have got all the fields. Okay, now I don't think this is correct. Okay, social science. So once again, let me just show you the magic. Okay, because earlier it doesn't had this space. So we have given the space. So when I click on refresh, let's see, do we have, yes, social science. Excellent. So what's next? Now we are going to enter the total. So what's the total? So once again, two pairs of curly brackets, and inside that, total. Okay. Similarly with the percentage, two pairs of curly brackets, inside it, percentage. Okay, so easy. Okay, now we have the final one, that is the status, two pairs of curly brackets, and here I'm just going to add status. Okay, so I think we are ready. So once again, we are just going to click on refresh to check we have the same fields here, because we had entered two pairs of curly brackets, and should we see total, percentage, and status. Excellent. Okay, so now what we are going to do here is we will start the process of mapping. Okay, so first of all, we will start with the document's name. So when the report card will be created, it should be created with a unique name. Okay, so the unique name that I'm going to give the report card of Michael Karas is something like this. First of all, I'm just going to enter the name of the guy, that is Michael Karas. And before that, let me just add 9th report card dash Michael Karas. So this part will remain static, whereas this part will keep on changing according to the student. Okay, so for instance, we have a guy called as Denis Moravec. So the report card will be shown when the report card will be created, it will be shown as ninth report card. 9th class should be much appropriate. 9th class report card dash Denis Moravec. Okay, if we have a guy called as, let's go with Elon Musk. Okay, and it will be something like 9th class report card dash Elon Musk. Okay, so that will be the name of the report card when it will be created. Excellent. Okay, so now what about new documents location? Now obviously when this report card will be created, it has to be stored somewhere. So basically these are all the folders that is present in my Google Drive. So I'm going to store, of course, my report cards, the newly created report cards in my Google Drive. Okay, so I have nearly 13-14 students, so all of these report cards will be stored in Google Drive. And I'm going to mention one specific folder for that. And the name of the folder shall be class 9th report card. Okay, class 9th report card. And let me just straight away click on create. So a new folder has been created, class 9th report card, and at present there is no report cards because we haven't created one. Okay, so what we are going to do here is, let me just click on refresh. Okay, and I'm going to specifically mention that once the report card is going to be created, it has to be stored in this particular folder, class 9th report card. Okay, so we have mentioned the folder. Okay, so finally let's start the process of mapping. Now of course we have to enter the name. So the name of the guy will come here. Okay, the name of the guy will come here, and afterwards the roll number will come here. Okay, so the name of the guy is what was the name of the guy? Okay, let us go to the Google sheet window, and the name of the guy is Michael Karas, and we have mapped it. Now we have to enter the roll number. Okay, so what's the roll number of the guy? The roll number of the guy, if you remember, was this one. Okay, so I'm just going to click here, I'm just going to click here, and the roll number of the guy was this, and we have mapped it. Okay, so now we have to map the data of the subject. So in history, he had got, what was the marks in history? So he had got 49 marks. Okay, now if you don't get it where this data came from, this data came from here, 49 marks. Excellent. And if you want to figure out if what was the marks in max, so he had got where is marks? Okay, 70. Similarly for English, how much did he get? English, he had got 77. Okay, so he had got 77 in English. Okay, in Maths, he had got 70. Okay, so we are basically mapping the details that we have received from Google Sheet in this window so that we can create a report card. Okay, so now in Science, we have got 76. Excellent. In Social Science, we are just going to again map it. In Social Science, we have got 90. Okay, not we. Michael Karas has got 90. Let's check whether he has indeed received 90. Yes, he has indeed received 90. Now, the total he has received was, what was the marks? The total marks is 362. Okay, 362. Okay, so let's add 362. Okay, afterwards, let me just add the percentage. So the percentage he has got is 72.4. Okay, so 72.4, we have mapped it. And the status, okay, what was the status? That he has passed the exam. Okay, technically all of my students have passed. I'm really a proud teacher, okay, because all of them has passed. So that is why I'm going to mention happily going to mention the status as passed. Where is pass, yes. And we have mapped it. So basically, when I click on Save and Send Test Request, it will create a report card from this particular template. It will be stored in this particular folder, and the name of that particular the name of the report card will be, what will be the name of the report card? 9th class report card, Michael Karas. So straight away, let me just click on Save and Send Test Request. Okay, so as you can see, the response is a positive one. So basically it means that a report card has been created from this particular template and it will be stored in my Google Drive. And as you can see, this is the name of the certificate. The report card, 9th class report card for Michael Karas. So when we click here, we will see the report card. Okay, so this is the report card in document form. St. Xavier Co-ed School, Kochi, and then we have the name of the guy, we have the class, we have the roll number, and of course the year. And then we have the status as passed, and this is the numbers that he has got in each of these subjects, the total, the percentage, and the status that is passed. Excellent. So we have got the report card. So what's next? So basically what we are going to do here is we have to make sure that this particular report card is a shareable one. As you can see, this report card is only private to only me. Now that's a problem because we actually want to share it to Michael Karas. Because without sharing it, the whole exercise will be pointless because he has paid the money and now we have to share the report card. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is to make sure that this is a shareable one. We have to get into Google Drive. Okay, so why Google Drive? Because this particular report card is stored in my Google Drive. Okay, so we are going to make sure that this particular report card is a shareable one. Okay, so we are going to create a shareable link. So let me just introduce one more window. Okay, so we are just nearing completion. Just bear with me. Okay, it's so awesome. Okay, Google Drive. Why Google Drive? Because this particular document is stored in my Google Drive and we want to make sure that this particular document is a shareable one. Now I'm going to select the action event as share a file with anyone. Okay, that's easy. And straight away just click on connect. Okay, so we are going with a new connection and just click on connect with Google Drive. Okay, so these are the series of email accounts I have. Excellent. And once again, this particular report card is stored in my Google Drive of this Gmail account. So we have selected it. As I mentioned earlier, all the process, that is Google Sheet, Google Drive, Google Docs, and Gmail is working with the same account. Okay, so let me just straight away click on continue. And the authorization is successful. Excellent. Now by default, it is showing it as a file ID, final slides for folder for all. But I'm interested in working with this particular template. This particular document, that is 9th class report card - Michael Karas. So what I'm going to do here is these are basically all the files or the folders that is present in my Google Drive. And I'm interested in working with this one, 9th class report card Michael Karas. Now, of course, we can just add it like here, but the problem here is this will be a very static one because if the second guy, let's say Darius comes, so it won't be showing it as 9th class report card - Darius. It will be still showing it as 9th class report card - Michael Karas because this is a static one. So we have to make sure that we have a dynamic one. So that is why I have toggled this to the right. Afterwards, let me just remove this and let me just enter the details of the document. Now, before we enter the file ID, let me just tell you something. When the file was created, it generated a unique document ID. Okay, so this is the document ID for this particular file. Okay, so what's the deal with the document ID? Let me just show you the document ID. So as you can see, this is the same document ID it is showing. Okay, the same document ID 1D LLVXSE. It's basically the same document ID. So once the document is created, it also generated the unique document ID. So we want this document ID here. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to click here, and let me just map the document ID, and we have mapped it. Okay, excellent. So at this point, all you have to do here is just click on save and send test request. So when you click on save and send test request, let me just show you the magic, the change of icon. As you can see now, the icon, it is showing it as anyone with the link. The lock icon has changed. Now it is showing anyone with the link. Okay, so we have created a shareable link. So what we are going to do here is we are going to share this particular document as a PDF on email. Okay, so that is why let me introduce email. Now as you can see, we do have a ton of options, okay, by which you can share this document. One of them is PDF. As you can see, we can save it as we can send it as PDF, we can send it as HTML, we can send it as a zip, we can send it as just simple plain text, but we prefer it as PDF. Okay, so what's next? So we are entering the final stage, that is we are going to send this document via Gmail. So let me introduce Gmail. I promise you this is the final and the last action window. Okay, so in the choose app, let me just add Gmail it is. Okay, so we have selected Gmail. Now in the action event, how about we make it as send email with attachment? Why? Because we are going to send an attachment that will be our PDF. Okay, so as you can see here, we have two choices, add new connection, and let's go with the choose existing connection. So we are going with the new connection. All you have to do is just click on connect with Gmail. And I plan to send the email using this account. Okay, so this is something I have told you earlier. I'm using the same account. Okay, and let me just straight away click on continue. Authorization is successful. Brilliant. Okay, so we have some fields to map. Okay, so let's start with the easy one, the recipient email address. Now we want to send the email to Michael Karas. So this is the email address, and if you want to know where this email address will come, so it will come from here, and we have mapped it. Okay, so this data came from our Google Sheet. Okay, this is the email address where we want to send the email. Now CCC and BCC can be ignored. The sender name, so the sender name will be St. Saviour's School. St. Saviour's School. Okay, that's done. The email subject will be something like a report card. And the reply to can be ignored. The email content type as plain. The email content. So the email content will be something like this. Hello. And let's map the name of the guy. The name of the guy was Michael Karas. So let's map the name of the guy, Michael Karas. Okay, and this is your email. This is your report card. I'm sorry. This is your report card. Okay. Hello, Michael Karas. This is your report card. Okay, and in the file name we have to give a unique file name. Okay, so we are just going with the same thing that we done earlier, Michael Karas. Okay, .pdf will work. .pdf or Michael Karas report card.pdf. So why did I add the extension .pdf? This is because we are going to add the attachment that is basically a PDF link. So let me just show you the attachment. So this is the attachment that we are going to add. Okay, application/PDF. This is the one that we are going to send. Okay, so this is the PDF, and that is why we have mentioned the file name as .pdf. Now in the attachment, let me just click here. Okay, and this is the attachment .pdf, this one, and we have mapped it. So I think we are ready. Okay, so I think we are ready, and we are going to send this email to Michael Karas because he had made the payment on Razorpay. So when I click on save and send test request, we can explore the message that Michael Karas might have received. Okay, so the response is a positive one. So let me just straight away take you to the email profile of Michael Karas. So this is the email profile of Michael Karas. This was the earlier report card, and let me just refresh you to show you the newly sent report card. Okay, so as you can see, this is the report card that Michael Karas has received, and this happened 0 minutes ago. So this is the recent one. So let's explore. Okay, so this is the report card that Michael Karas might have received. Okay, so let it load. Let me just open when done. Okay, so this is the PDF of the report card. Name Michael Karas, that class is 9th, this is the roll number, this is the year, and these are the rest of the details. Excellent. So the presence of this report card confirms that we have a successful integration between Razorpay, Google Sheets, Google Docs, Google Drive, and of course email. Now before you leave, let me just show you the whole mechanism in a nutshell. So let me just minimize this action window, and let me just minimize this action window. Okay, I promise you there are a ton of them. Okay, so there are around 9 steps. Okay, but this procedure was totally worth it because all the student has to make a payment and he will be instantly receiving a report card. Okay, so let me just minimize the final window. So basically, this is the whole process. First, you integrated Razorpay to Pabbly Connect and you made sure that the payment was made. And also, you had mentioned one specific field in the checkout page of Razorpay that it has the roll number field where the student is going to enter their roll number also. After that, you have introduced number format turned by family. The reason is that the number, basically the payment number that we have received contained 2 extra zeros. So basically, we have to remove that 2 extra zeros. After that, you have established filter. The reason we have established the filter is because we have to make sure that if the payment is of only 500 rupees, not only, if exact 500 rupees, then only the person should be getting the report card. That's why we have established the first filter. Afterwards, we have made sure we introduce Google Sheet and made sure that if the roll number matches to the roll number that is present in a column, then only we will have the action. That is basically, it will show the action, it will show the details of that particular student. Furthermore, we have introduced one more filter. The reason we have introduced this filter is that we basically want to make sure that if the student does really exist. After that, you have introduced this action window to create a document from a template. So we have a document in Google Docs using that particular template. We basically a document which is also a template. We have created a report card. Now the problem with that report card is that that report card was only private to only me because only I could see that report card. But that would be a problem because the person who had paid the amount must be receiving the report card. In our case, that is Michael Karas. So that is why we made sure that this particular report card is now shareable with anyone if they have the link. And after that, you have composed the message and attached that particular link in Gmail. So now we have a perfect flow of data between Razorpay, Google Sheets, Google Docs, Google Drive, and Gmail. Awesome.
Not just these apps, you can integrate a ton of applications and automate your business with help of Pabbly Connect. If you have any queries, please contact us at admin@pabbly.com. Also, you can ask questions on forum.pabbly.com. Also, if you really like this video, please comment, share, and subscribe. It will really motivate us to make more videos for you. Thank you.